What is up, everybody? How are y'all doing? Let's see. Hey, let's get them likes up. If you don't like this stream, you're a side character. You're not a main character in life. Make sure to hit the like on this stream. Y'all ready to go? We got 2 songs to go. Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to go and like the stream. Woo! Well, you know what time it is. Go gather your snacks. Run to the restroom if you have to. Grab something to drink or some of that green. Do what you gotta do. We're starting after this song.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, yeah. Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Shit on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious. I'ma go cause some pain, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
How y'all doing? Are we doing good? Are we doing good? Woo! You know, okay. First, let me say, I'm an idiot. I thought today was Wednesday and not Thursday. And I know we normally do, and I'll put it in the community tab also. I know we normally do members lives on Thursdays. I'll do a members live tomorrow night instead. I thought it was Wednesday. I legit thought it was Wednesday. So we'll do a members live tomorrow night, okay? Just to let y'all know. What's up, Paige? Paige is in the house. Well, an Amber chick thought it was Friday. My God, see? I'm telling you. It's horrible. Yes, it is the Xylie. Oh, thank you, Jedi. So, we are going over today. Let me find her. I don't know why I didn't already have it pulled up, because I am a professional, people. Best believe I am a professional. I am a professional sandy vagina. So professional at being a sandy vagina that I have changed my name on Twitter to Sandy Vagina. And I legit have people calling me Sandy now. It's amazing. We're just going to live with that meme. I'm going to come up with some kind of gift for us to use. I have to go get the clip so it can be a dono sound. So, y'all don't believe me? I'm going to show y'all real quick. For those of you who are not on Twitter, Sandy Vagina. I went to message somebody today and they were like, "Oh my God, why is your name Sandy Vagina?" And I had to explain it to them. So, there we go. That's the name. Because, I'm a professional. Just saying. Nope. I am no longer the bus driver. I mean, I am technically still the bus driver. But no. I am now the Sandy Vagina in the room. And they can't stop talking about me. Just saying. Actually, you know what? Sandy Vag is actually a really good drag. It really is. That's actually true. It really would. Where is the Sandy from? Def Noodles and Steven called me Sandy Vagina on their podcast yesterday when they were talking to Sloan. They literally said Xylie and then Sandy Vagina. They literally called me Sandy Vagina yesterday on their podcast. So, woo! I'm loving it. I love it when I have an impact on people. Hold on, let me change out my headset because I don't like the clunky ones when we do this. Oh wait, there is a clip, isn't there? Okay, hold on, let me get the clip. You're right, homeboy. Hold on. Because who sent it to me? Tipster sent it to me. Hold on. Let me get the clip. Let me put my headset on. And we're going to boost the audio. A little bit. All right. This is the clip.
So when it comes to the roast then who's like the first one?
I mean, we're going to have like
yet?
comedians. Huh?
Oh, so it's not like anyone from social media right now. That'll be.
I've invited a bunch of people. Honestly.
A lot of them backed out.
A lot of them backed out.
Nicholas, whatever.
Yeah, I invited him. He made a bunch of excuses. I invited
Sandy,
another YouTuber.
who's Xylie, Sandy.
Yeah. Sandy Vagina, whatever you want to call her. She said on the spaces. She said like, "I'm coming. She
came in like Billy Badass.
She came in Billy Badass. And
Wait, do we remember? 2 nights ago, that 7.5 hour live, do we remember when Steven came up like Billy Badass? And he ran because Paige scared him? I'm just saying, throwing it out there. Just saying, your ass ran when Paige said something. Just throwing it out there.
I DM'd her. I
thought she was a celebrity. I was like, this is the girl who voices Sandy from SpongeBob.
Yeah,
this is so cool. I never met her before.
So I invited her. I said, "Look, I'll pay for you to come in the day before, and 2 nights in LA and like nearby. Like I was gonna get her a hotel down the block, and then
it wasn't 2 nights. It was 1 night, but that's okay.
And she said, "Well, I can't do it because my husband won't let me do it." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, great." Everybody comes up with an excuse when they got to come over. So I mean, the offer's still open.
So when it comes.
And everybody comes up with an excuse. Woo! Yes, Paige. I'd rather have a sandy vagina than a limp dick. Just saying. Amen. So, yes. I am now Sandy Vagina. So. What now? Hold on. I'll go. Let me. Pickle, you don't want to go. Kind of funny how they call you names without you around. Then when in the same space, couldn't talk front forward. Yes. What's up, Daniel? He's really trying that everyone comes up with an excuse shit. No one cares, Dennis. Well, Bossum does, but that's it. Yep. All right, so we are going to watch Petty Paige's oh my God talk Xylie. The disgusting downfall. It's got a lot of D's in it. Damn it. The disgusting downfall of Def Noodles Iceberg explained. All right. I think it was a great video. Put a 1 in the chat if you are ready to go. Oh, I'm pretty sure Blossom's going to go there. I'm pretty sure Blossom's going to go there. Homeboy got receipt says true. Why didn't he call you that in the call? You were harsh on him. No reason. Yeah. Jaden Whedon, thank you. Hold on, I can't read it. Chat's go. Hold on one second. I gotta flow up the chat. Jaden, hey, your first is filled with glitter and unicorn dust. I'm here for it. Thank you, Jaden. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, let me slow this chat up, because I already know I'm going to get asked to slow the chat up. So hold on one second. Let me slow the chat up a little bit more. I'm going to put it at 20 seconds. Hopefully that'll help. I'll be a year soon. Hell yeah, Megs. Hell yeah. Skip, you good? Oh, y'all nasty. What are they saying? Yeah, Paige looks good in this video. That's why I use the picture I use. All right. Now, the show will go on. All right, so we're getting ready to watch this video by Miss Paige Christie, and I think it was a really good video, and I think it also explains, because the time that I actually stood up for Def Noodles is the time that she explains also, so. Thank you, replay crew.
I mean, it was only a matter of time. No creator is safe from my psychoanalysis.
I'm gonna tell you what, if you ever give me a psychoanalysis, your ass better message me first before you do it so I can grip and be ready.
Oh, yeah.
You know that saying you should just stop while you're ahead? Sometimes you should just stop even when you're not ahead.
Def Noodles. There you go.
Def Noodles is a tea/drama content creator who has amassed a huge following between the years of 2020 and 2022. Once a creator who had a comedic take on the happenings of social media, he is now the subject of many other commentators' discussions. From the misreporting of allegations to the eventual loss of his Twitter, and now a defamation lawsuit between himself and YouTube's most annoying content creator, Keemstar. Def Noodles gained the reputation of defamation noodles based on the sheer amount of stories he would get incorrect on Twitter. Now granted, he would eventually walk back or correct any misinformation or allegations or voices he gave a platform to.
And that was our argument back then. That, yo, he did walk it back. He did it in this video. He did it in this video, so...
But many online argued that the damage was already done. It seems that in the quest to create daily content, his focus was on being the first person to report on something, rather than just taking the time to watch things unfold and give his commentary. It seemed as if Def Noodles was simply at a juxtaposition between being a commentator, a tea channel, and a news source. I, as well as many other people, simply saw the humanitarian in Def Noodles. In his attempt to get these stories out there to the people so that we could take a proactive approach to some of these very serious allegations. But now, it seems as if it was all about generating the attention from mainstream media.
Yep.
And encapsulating the fame and celebrity it is that he wanted for so many years prior to his rise as one of the biggest commentators on the platform.
It's all for show. It's all a show for him. It's all a show for him. He doesn't really give a he really doesn't give a shit what you think about him at all. He doesn't give a shit. He did. He fooled us. 100%. He fooled us.
But Dennis hasn't always been like this, has he?
Well, I think that this just could be another cautionary tale of somebody showing us who they are and us refusing to listen. Something that I am beginning to learn more and more every day.
Me too, girl. Me too. Me too. 100%.
So let's take a look at the past and present of Def Noodles and how his fall from grace is possibly one of the most disappointing ones we've seen yet that we should have seen coming. Def Noodles' real name, Dennis Fiatosa, was born on March 10th, 1995. I don't know why I thought dude was older than me, but I guess the black don't crack.
I know that's right, girl. I know that's right, girl. Okay. If y'all are up to it when we're done with this video, because if you look up his age, that's when they say he was born. If y'all are up for it, and when we get to the end of this one, I'll ask y'all to do the whatever in the chat. Tommy C came out with a video that questions his age. And it's actually a very interesting video. Okay, so if y'all are up for it by the time we get done with this, then we'll watch that. Okay? But let's concentrate on this one. But there is a question about his age.
Hails from New Jersey, but he currently resides in Los Angeles. Dennis is a self-professed actor, director, and comedian. Despite, and this is just me speaking objectively here, and it may not be echoed by everyone, him not really being funny at all.
How'd you win your career? Just a little. You're supposed to hold me down.
Boo! Paige says, I've looked around and he's never said verbatim his age, but he hasn't corrected anyone. Okay.
Yeah. That was painful. He was born in Brazil, but he grew up in Brooklyn and developed a keen interest in movies and the filmmaking business.
Okay, so he grew up in Brooklyn. See, that's another thing that confuses me about Def Noodles. I feel like where he says that he was brought up is also changing too, because I could have sworn he said at one time he grew up in New Jersey. It's crazy. It's like his origin story is all fucked up or something.
Due to his father's very prominent role as a Warner Brothers executive. He created his first video at 9 years old for a book report on Roald Dahl's BFG. He then began working as a voice actor and was involved in his school's and college theatre and production groups. He went on to study progressive film theory at UCLA and received improv training from Del Close at the Improv Olympic. Del Close is an American actor, writer, and teacher who has coached many of the best-known comedians and comedic actors of the late 20th century, as well as the owner of the Improv Olympic. Some of his most notable students have been people such as Dan Aykroyd, James and John Belushi, Tina Fey, Bill Murray, Mike Myers, and Vince Vaughn, just to name a few. You can't win them all, Del Close.
I mean, that's true. It's not your fault he came out not funny. It's not your fault, dude. Period.
Despite working the stand-up and improv circuits of New York City, such as the Upright Citizens Brigade and the Broadway Comedy Club, his most consistent form of earnings at that point was as a hot dog salesman in New York.
He should have not quit his day job.
This was obviously before he found viral fame. Now, the reason I'm discussing Def Noodle's previous comedic past is honestly just to save you from hearing it from his own mouth a billion times, as he likes to make out that he's an established comedian.
Yes.
To that he is not.
I have a background in comedy.
Correct.
I trained literally for years as an improviser in New York and in Los Angeles where I live. I've performed in basically every major theater and venue, a comedy venue in New York and in LA. Every stand-up place, every, place that you can think of and you can find on Google.
I just spent 2 fucking hours with like 6 different comedians and we were just shooting the shit about comedy the whole time. And I fucking love talking about comedy. We can do that all fucking day.
He likes to make out that his comedic videos are essentially a parody of the drama and tea channels and the outrage culture it is that they create.
He's not, that's the thing. He hasn't lied about it. It's just that, like, Skip, he hasn't lied about it. It's just that it's like all over the place. It's crazy. This is like no-name actors saying they have been in movies and listing titles you never heard of. Yeah, pretty much. Amber Chick, I am not. Amber Chick says, Dennis went from slinging wieners to calling Xylie a sandy vagina. Lord, what a story.
He claims that his brand of celebrity news is a mix between The Soup and The Colbert Report. Stating on Vulture, they are the most banal and irrelevant stories that anyone could be talking about. You read the comments, and people are just talking stuff like, so-and-so had a cup of coffee today, and going, how? Why would they ever do that? So I'm making fun of these non-stories that are presented and framed in this way that ends up generating all this outrage. At the end of the day, it's a commentary on the independent social media sphere that fuels so much of this outrage and backlash. In the beginning, when Def Noodles would tell his stories, he would be in the titty streamer's favorite cat headphones whilst being in a green-screened Minecraft house. And at that point, you could definitely see that that was the intent of his content.
All right, I have to admit, I didn't like that content. The only time I would ever watch one of those videos is if I wanted to hear what he had to say about a particular person. But I didn't like the heavy ass accent he was using. I didn't like it. I didn't like that shtick. That wasn't for me. I liked him when he went ears off in the very beginning of him going ears off. And then it just started going Keemstar, Keemstar, Keemstar. It was ridiculous.
For the most part, Def Noodles rose to fame pretty quickly throughout the lockdowns of 2020, emerging as one of the bigger commentary and news channels on YouTube, to where he now boasts an impressive 530 YouTube subscribers to his daily news show. But it wasn't always that way. Def Noodles was once a meme reaction channel that wasn't viewed as a valid content creator by some of the bigger commentators on the platform at that time. Commentators such as Kavos.
This was the beginning of the end of him losing his mind. I tell you the truth, I didn't know that he did that. I didn't know he reacted to memes and stuff like that. This chat has better jokes than Sandy. My chat is awesome. I have one of the best chats on YouTube. Prove me wrong. I'll sit at a table with a sign. Prove me wrong. I have one of the best chats in YouTube. Just saying.
Kavos is a commentator on YouTube with a following of over 1 million subscribers, rising from his coverage of the Logan Paul S-word Forest scandal of 2017. To bring you up to speed, approximately 3 years ago, Kavos used to live stream a show called Make or Break. And the premise of the show is that people would donate and have their content brutally reviewed by Kavos, as Kavos at the time had generated his popularity by being one of the most brutally honest commentators on the platform.
And side note, a lot of people want Kavos to bring that back. A lot of people, they're asking him to bring that back. They really want him to bring that back because they miss that side of him.
Dennis submitted his content for review and Kavos reviewed it.
Sure did.
And he didn't like the content.
Whose channel at the time of me reviewing it was a Reddit/Facebook compilation reaction channel. Just took other people's memes and talked over them. Effortless content.
I bet he
so
was.
Needless to say, I ripped the shit out of it.
Soy Boy Sniper Wolf.
Area 51 raid me. Uh-oh. Where are they?
Oh, wait a minute. Fuck off. This guy literally just reads out memes. He just reads them out. I don't need some douchebag to tell me how to interpret my meme. Don't tell me how to interpret my meme. Don't assume it, all right? I will interpret my meme how I see fit.
What's up, buddy? How you doing? Hope you're having a good day.
Kill me.
See, at the time, Dennis had generated 170,000.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna go back because I don't want to cut her off.
See,
okay. I have to admit though, I wouldn't want to go through that either. I would not want someone to go and rate my channel, especially the early days. Because I can imagine what they would say about me. Can y'all imagine what somebody would say if they just picked a random fucking live stream of mine and they would go, this bitch is crazy. All she does is yell all damn night. Oh, I know, Paige. I would never submit it. No. I would just be in the chat watching. Hell no. You're not going to see me submit that shit to somebody. Nope. Oh my God. Yeah, no, internet online, you're right. Guy gets heckled in clubs and he can take it, but he can't take getting heckled online. Yeah.
You're having a good day.
Kill me.
See, at the time, Dennis had generated 170,000 of his now 530,000 YouTube followers through creating reaction meme content. Videos similar to Nalopia, Sniper Wolf, and Aziland. Now,
Amber, if you do that, I will stricken you from this channel. I will lay down the finger of God and strike you from this channel if you do that. Just saying.
Now, not many channels can actually generate a following through creating this form of content, and those who try, well, their views are sporadic and they generate a following purely off the occasional viral video. In a situation where the viral video kind of overshadows the content creator themselves.
Oh.
And that's essentially what Cavo saw. And he wasn't shy of telling Def Noodles how he felt about his style of content. I mean, that's what he signed up for, right?
Def Noodles seemed to take everything I said extremely personally.
Well, for some bizarre reason, Dennis thought that his content would be viewed as different. I think possibly he felt that he would get a boost in subscribers from having a shout out from a very prominent content creator. But instead, he got humiliated.
Nah, yeah, I'm not asking anybody to review my channel. Hell no. Hell no. Listen, think about it. Anybody who reviews your channel, if that's what they're doing, they're going to look for every bad thing that they can. No. Not, it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me.
I don't need some douchebag to tell me how to interpret my meme.
No, that's totally fine. I totally get it. Outside of the fact that I'm a douchebag, I don't find myself to be a douchebag. I don't know what in my video caused you to think that I'm a douchebag. But I totally understand that, and that's totally your prerogative, and that's why you don't have to click on that video. That's why nobody, in fact, has to click on that video. The people who click on it are the people who are seeking that out, and that's what I offer. I offer, a fun way to talk about an event that's happening.
For some reason, my words held so much weight to this guy.
Like, why do you not like me? That's the first thing. That kind of hurt my feelings. I'm going to be completely honest. Like,
you know what? Okay, you notice he just said, why do you not like me?
Do not like me.
Why do you not like me? I think he has taken that and he has switched it up because now he's going to be doing these roast battles and shit. The more I think about that Twitter Spaces, the more I believe he knew he was going to get that hate, and that's what he wants. He wants people to hate him. Because the more people that hate him, the more they're going to want to go down there and roast him. Amber Chick asks, Xylie, why don't you like me? Shut up. Yes, we love Paige here.
It's the first thing. That kind of hurt my feelings. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, what have I done to make you not like me? Like,
that Twitter space was a business move for him. That Twitter space was a business move for him.
I didn't, like, say something to offend you, as far as I know. Maybe I'm too politically correct. Maybe that offends you. I don't know. I want to understand why you don't like me. Like, what specifically about me made you dislike me so much that you're, like, just going in and insulting me to this point? And we've never met, by the way. I never, like, went into, like, looking into who you were before this, so.
So, Def Noodle.
Yeah, his feelings got hurt. Bless his heart. His feelings got hurt with that. Why don't you like me? We've never met before. Oh, my God. Funny how he went from panda to kitty ears like he really believes it well, yeah.
Not being one to shy away from criticism, decided to review Kavos's review of his content for his audience.
Okay, I will say this. I think that's fair. All right? If I found somebody reviewing my content and talking shit, best believe we're going to do a live stream about it. And I'm going to react to it. I think that's fair of him to do that. It's just, you got to be mindful on how you do it because it's how everybody's going to perceive you. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's the perception of it. It's okay, Paige. It's all right. Yeah, but I get you.
And he was visibly upset.
I don't know what I did to just deserve this, but I actually find it kind of funny. I don't know. Maybe it's my sense of humor, but I think it's funny.
This has to become a meme.
I think it's funny.
You can literally see the pain in his eyes as he's saying that.
I think it's funny.
He finds absolutely no part of this funny. He then tells his audience, after nitpicking every criticism for 20 minutes, that these words that I'm saying don't mean anything to him.
Thankfully, I'm at a point in my life where I have self-confidence, and I'm not going to place my entire self-worth on someone else's opinion of me. If this was maybe like 10 years ago, maybe I would take your opinion so seriously and like even maybe quit YouTube.
After the negative response from his audience, Def Noodles created a video titled, Kavos Made Me Want to Quit YouTube, where he cites that he's having a mental crisis.
Now, I think that was, I feel like that was kind of a clickbait or like a sympathy push so audience members wouldn't leave. You know what I mean? That's one hell of a title, though. I know that's right, Paige. Red asked you, Paige, why'd you steal Nicholas Diorio's title? And Paige is like, because it was a good title and I knew he wouldn't care. And he really didn't because he said something to her. He said something to her when he was live on Twitch. And he was like, yeah, nice title. And she was like, I thought it was. I had just so happened to see it on a video about it. That was funny. That was funny.
Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to have a conversation with you guys because especially after yesterday's video, I got a lot of feedback. A lot of you guys thought I wasn't being my regular self. I wasn't being like super excited and just animated about how I was reacting. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I've just been kind of sad over the past few days ever since that whole thing with Kavos where he basically tore my channel apart. Everything he said has kind of been cycling in my head. You
gotta expect that. If you're paying somebody to do that and it's someone like Kavos, you're going to get, he's going to tear you up. I mean, that's just a fact about him.
Kind of going through a small personal crisis, if that's what you can call it. So basically, that's where I'm at right now, and it doesn't feel that good. And every time I upload a video, I feel like you guys don't like it, and I just feel really, really bad right now.
But Def Noodles did eventually take up Kavos' advice and switched up his content entirely. He made it his mission to become the next big commentator. And I guess he kind of succeeded. So let's talk about the Minecraft era.
I love how you do your breaks in your videos, Paige. See, this is where I need to learn how to do videos, but I just don't have time for all this. My brain doesn't work to put stuff together like that. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
Dennis created a formula for his content. He created an over-dramatized persona that originated from his reaction meme content. But instead of just watching and reacting, he would watch and react to content with the viewer whilst giving his commentary. Each topic segment was 2 minutes or less, reminiscent of Phil DeFranco's style, but with a comedic, non-serious take on the topics discussed, regardless of how depraved the actions of the individuals involved in the story. That's because in 2020, when the pandemic hit, people had begun to get tired of seeing the same shitty creators doing shitty things. But to dwell on the awfulness of the situation did not take the viewers out of the awfulness that was the pandemic that was happening in their real lives.
Right.
When prior to the pandemic, people would watch these commentary videos on these shitty influencers to remind them how not so shitty their lives was.
Right.
It's like the world did an entire 180.
And a lot of things changed for YouTube in that sense. I would dare to say the beauty drama genre pretty much died with that because people weren't coming out with product. People didn't have money for the product. A lot of changes did happen with creators on YouTube. You started seeing more live streamers during 2020. You know? So, yeah, a lot of things changed. Absolutely.
He grew. And fast. And one of his biggest platforms was Twitter, where he could get ahead of the stories it is that he was going to be covering in his video, whilst in tandem cross-pollinating his Twitter audience with his YouTube audience. Yep. Everybody had Def Noodles on notification at one point, just to keep up to date with celebrity news, drama, as well as influencer news and drama. Even mainstream media had him on notification. This would essentially be the beginning of Def Noodles' downfall.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. He was too quick. He was too quick with the draw on some of it. Well, actually, not even some of it, on a lot of it.
He would create many enemies by misreporting the news he wanted to stay on top of.
Yep.
One of the biggest critiques it is that he would face would be that he would either report on or make serious allegations. And when people would call him out for either how tactless it was that Dennis handled the story or how objectively false the information was, they would simply just get blocked. This kind of
He blocked everyone back then. Even when him and the bros were fighting, I remember Repzilla. I remember, because I have that video still, I believe, up. I can't remember. Repzilla ended up he was kind of defending Def Noodles, and he went into Def Noodles' DMs and was trying to talk to him, and Def Noodles blocked him. He didn't just block assholes. He blocked everybody. Everybody. He was like blockity, 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 block, 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 block. Everybody. It was amazing. He still had a following on fucking Twitter. Yep, I believe it, internet. I believe he did.
Censorship would make many people angry, and nobody was more angry than the commentary bros. Content creators.
Let me tell you something, and I got a few of them in here right now, okay? Our thoughts, and I can say our because Paige and I were looking at the commentary bros kind of the same back then. Our thoughts on the commentary bros have changed quite a bit. The way we were looking at them back then compared to now has changed quite a bit. very, very much so.
Such as Nicholas Diorio, John Swan, Kavos, and Keemstar would all make videos, or in Keemstar's case, tweets commentating on how Def Noodles would constantly get things wrong and coined the term defamation noodles. However, sometimes Def Noodles' response would be an inflammatory insinuation that the people who disagreed with him or critiqued him opposed his political beliefs. Now, at the time, we have to remember that Def Noodles' audience was derivative from the drama and tea channels it was that he tried to parody. Def Noodles' audience was not the same people who were supporting the commentary bros' critiques.
And I wasn't even really an audience member of his, but I was on the side of Def Noodles back then. That's very true. You know, I sit here convicted of that. Yes.
There was already a very strong divide between these two communities. Although all commentators, their views on socio-political issues were distinctly different. And for a long time, many people, even including myself, were duped by Def Noodles' perception of this negative critique. And many of us saw it as an unreasonable attack against the new emerging star of commentary.
100%. 100%. Like, I still hold the same core values that I had back then. Don't get me wrong. Like, my values haven't flipped. I still hold the same core values. I still don't say certain words. I still don't, I still don't do certain things and stuff like that. All right. But we were looking at it through the way I kind of put it is we were looking at it through like almost like rose-colored glasses. Okay, I can just say me. All right. All I saw was he was getting unnecessarily attacked and looked at it like, dude, he's just doing his thing. He's just utilizing Twitter. Why are you doing that? And not really looking into the why. I have to admit it. That's what I did. So.
And nobody wanted this man to go away.
100% Dion. Dennis ruined the goodwill that he earned. I agree.
More than Keemstar. And in the T-sphere, they hated Keemstar.
Hate is not even the word. The T-sphere, Keemstar's the devil. The devil, I tell you. The devil. Nina Jean, thank you for joining the Just Saying Squad. I appreciate it. So, if Keemstar went up against Def Noodles, and those of us who hated Keemstar at the time, we were going to be on Def Noodle's side. It's that stupid shit that I explained, that you can't look down the middle and defend H3 on something because that automatically means you hate Keemstar. Or you can't defend Keemstar on something because that automatically thinks you hate H3. That's one of the biggest things that I have changed. I'm not going to blindly defend somebody anymore. After being in that community, I'm not doing it anymore. There is no blind defending people.
Giving more validity to Def Noodle's reasoning, when the reality is, we would find out that they were probably right.
You said it perfect, because yes, I stand here today to proclaim with Miss Paige Christie on the screen and in my chat. Y'all were right. Okay? I fucking said it. Y'all were right. Okay? We were fooled. Oh, that tasted like shit saying that. Ugh. That tasted horrible saying that shit. Internet Fine, shut up. Thank you. I accept this apology on behalf of the bros. Shut up. My God, my chest is burning from saying that. Ugh. Yes, y'all were right. Damn it. What's up, Bruce Allen?
However, Keemstar would make an edgy joke that would eventually land itself in a lawsuit. So let's talk about the absolute non-stop fight between Keemstar and Def Noodles.
Lord, yes. Amber Chick's like, I ain't saying shit. They might have been right. That's the best I got. I know that's right. Dion, hush. Dion, you know, because you and I had a lot of private conversations back then, you know that even though I hated half of them, I still had a soft heart for them. Shit. Because you knew I was watching that stuff.
So Keemstar made an edgy satirical joke about Def Noodles misreporting the James Charles allegations. Many will remember that in 2020 and 2021, James Charles had numerous allegations made against him for being inappropriate with straight men as well as minors. Some of these allegations, however, were provably false.
The James Charles situation, messaging, but it is fake, and it was my stupid, irresponsible idea to even do that.
Def Noodles reported on these allegations as they came out at the time, keeping on top of everything James Charles. The problem was, with allegations this serious in nature, there has to be a level of decorum that they are dealt with. And on Twitter, Def Noodles missed the mark. In his haste to be the first with the news, Def Noodles reported on at least 2 James Charles allegations that were objectively false. The problem with that was that there was actually some serious allegations that many felt may have had some form of validity to them.
And that James Charles, in that first apology that he made, that he did with low sound, and I had to put my sound thing all the way up to 600 for us to hear it. He literally called 2 of them victims. But of course that video's down. But he literally called 2 of them victims. There were 2 that was correct. Just saying. That James Charles admitted to. Just throwing that out there.
And after James Charles's own admission of guilt in video format,
first and foremost, I need to say sorry. I owe a massive apology to anybody that I've hurt or anybody that I've made uncomfortable with my actions. I'm desperate.
Many felt that all of the badly and misreported news surrounding the James Charles allegations gave James the leverage to condemn most, if not all, of the allegations as false.
There was basically one drama channel on Twitter that started a thread and started compiling a list of anybody that said literally anything about me on social media. And after what felt like weeks of somebody new coming forward every single day, it eventually became the 20 victims of James Charles. I am not going to go through this list one by one because I know that nobody wants to sit here for an hour listening to me talk about this, but I do feel as though I have to say something because I am just not comfortable with this video or really any video moving forward allowing anybody, let alone my followers, to think that there are any victims of James Charles, let alone 20 victims of James Charles, because that is completely, unequivocally not true. Now, when I say that literally anything and everything was being added to this list, I really do mean anything and everything. There were a few different influencers from TikTok that slid into my DMs or I slid into their DMs and had a 5-minute conversation with them until asking their age or sexuality and then completely stopped responding. There were guys that I matched with on Tinder last year and they had their ages set to 18 or 19, so I talked to them and flirted with them for a while because that's the whole point of an adult dating app until I realized that they were lying, so I blocked them and nothing further happened. One of my own friends is on that list simply because
what irritated me about this one here, he conveniently forgets that he said he had 2 victims. But we're not talking about James Charles. I have this long spiel that I can talk about James Charles because he's bullshitting. And this is also the one that he was doing 1 a.m. by himself, but you heard a box knock over. Somebody else was in there with him. But anyway.
We filmed a TikTok together when he was 18, and the drama channel that was posting this just decided that I groomed him. You know, there's a guy from my high school on that list because he made a video about me, and as annoying as it was, at least in his video, he fully said that it was completely consensual, that we were both grown adults, and that he was only posting it for clout. I can at least appreciate the honesty, but the problem is when it was reported on Twitter, it was a fan comes forward about James Charles forcing him to do blah, 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 which is just so far from what was even said by the person that actually made the video in the first place. But the worst part about all of this is that on top of all of those situations, there were countless videos posted that were completely fake. I'm not talking about somebody unsent a message or somebody took something out of context. I'm talking about conversations that fully never happened, that were edited from beginning to end.
James Charles drives me nuts. That's why I don't cover that shit anymore. I just can't. I cannot even. Okay? I cannot even. I can't do it. I absolutely cannot do it.
Essentially taking the voices away from real potential victims. So Keemstar took to Twitter to parody Def Noodles' style and format.
Okay, remember when I said, okay, ready? Def Noodles has allegedly groomed girls from ages 12 to 15. Big YouTuber source. That right there tells you that it was a joke. But Dennis likes to use the hashtag drama alert, him putting hashtag drama alert, to mean that it was serious. Well, at least he didn't do at FBI of Los Angeles.
Of tweeting about news to make a false allegation that Def Noodles was a predator with a fake cited source.
Hey, Amber Chick, can you drop that link, please? We're gonna get you, Inklet. Hold on.
This would ensue the biggest fight in commentary.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Dion, when I saw it, just because it said big YouTuber source, I knew it was a joke. I absolutely knew it was a joke. I even knew what Dennis did was a joke. You know? I took it as a joke. I really did.
That would last over a year. I mean, move over Keemstar and Ethan Klein.
Yep.
Like, this took over the internet.
It was
constantly
crazy.
Going back and forth. Eventually, Def Noodles would be banned from Twitter for the entire year. Not knowing the cause of his ban, Def Noodles alluded to it being Keemstar reporting him to Twitter staff. In 2022, Def Noodles would pursue a libel litigation against Keemstar in a, as far as we're still aware, pending lawsuit for calling him a predator. But more recently, the tables would turn as Def Noodles would do the one thing it is that he is pursuing legalities against: making a false allegation of predatory behavior against another influencer in a edgy, satirical joke.
Funny how that works, right? Funny how that's... What did he do to Papa Gut? That's why when I went up there, that's why I said what I said. Aren't you doing the same thing you said Keemstar did? Aren't you doing the same thing? But I got a sandy vagina, so what do I know?
So let's talk Papa Gut. So before I get into what Dennis has done, we need to talk about how Dennis has recently switched up his content. 11 months ago...
Dion, you don't know about Def Noodles saying I have a sandy vagina? He literally called me Sandy Vagina on his podcast. Inklet, thank you for the Just Saying crew. Thank you for joining the Just Saying crew. I appreciate it. Thank you. You didn't know that, Dion? Oh, I showed it at the beginning of the stream. I'll send you the link to it because it's a clip. Yeah, that's why my name on Twitter now is Sandy Vagina.
Def Noodles finally retired the Minecraft character. It is that he had been playing throughout the pandemic, promising to switch up his commentary and to show the real him. However, this did not stop the flow of negative critique following him from his Twitter antics. His YouTube audience were mostly unaware of how many provably false stories it was that Def Noodles had misreported. So many smaller commentators began to make more and more videos critiquing Def Noodles. One of those commentators was Papa Gut. 5 months ago, Papa Gut would invite Def Noodles to sit down and talk about their opposing opinions as well as Def Noodles' Twitter antics.
Okay, yeah, we know Paige. Paige and Papa Gut, I'm gonna be honest, y'all's friendship is actually kind of sweet. Not gonna lie. Y'all's friendship is kind of sweet. You know, I think it's sweet. But yeah, that whole debate, because we watched it here, Def Noodles, like I said in that shit, he looked like a fool in that debate with Papa Gut. He looked like a damn fool. He did. He looked like a damn fool. That's why he's going to do these roasts in a controlled environment of his own. He won't jump in a live stream and talk to nobody because he looked like a damn fool when he did. He looked stupid.
In a debate, this would end up being one of the worst things it is that Def Noodles would do for his entire career. As the character it was that we saw when he had his channel critiqued by Kavos would rear its ugly head for a second time. Papa Gut brought some very...
Hey, sometimes arguments are... Sometimes it's amazing that sometimes you can argue with somebody and then turn around and y'all become great friends. And then you can turn around and joke about the arguments that you had, you know? It's hilarious. I love to see it. I love to see it. I really do.
Valid criticisms along with explanations as to why Dennis's behavior was not cute. And I think that Dennis took this debate as Papa Gut is a generally reasonable guy who would handle the discussion a lot kinder than the commentary bros who tried to debate him prior. Papa Gut having far less subscribers than him seemed like a safe bet in terms of positive PR. That's just my conspiracy. However, Papa Gut did not hold back. He gave it to Dennis straight whilst remaining calm, reasonable, and more compassionate and forgiving than most people would be in that situation.
You're being very serious, and then when you get called on it, you're kind of just walking back like, well, it's just a joke. I don't really... But like, how is it? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying it just doesn't come off as a joke. I mean,
so
that's just...
So the thing is, here's the thing. A lot of people like to say humor is subjective, right? Maybe the joke's not written for you. That's what it is.
Who's the joke for? People who don't like me?
Clearly, I have 600,000 subscribers, so there's a joke for someone.
That's good.
It's amazing to me that he has to constantly defend his jokes. It is absolutely amazing to me. He constantly has to defend his jokes.
Yeah. So, and I'm not saying that to flex. I'm saying clearly there are people who identify with the jokes.
There are people who identify with your content.
Nah.
And they probably...
I'm not a gothy girl. I will never be a gothy girl. I will never be a gothy girl. Even though I'm in a Discord with that title. I am not a gothy girl. Just saying. Yeah, I like Papa Gut. I started out not liking him, but he's grown on me. He's grown on me.
They probably identify with like the hateful speech that you promote.
The fact you're being so productive about this shit, and you're like, you want to die on this hill. You want to discredit me as a comedian, so that you can later.
No, I'm not trying to discredit you. I'm really not trying to do that.
Be honest right now. This is exactly what you're doing. You're trying to discredit me as a comedian.
But we get into points in the conversation, and then I will bring something up, and then you, no offense, you kind of like ramble around my point until we lost like what the original thing what we were talking about was.
So wait,
and we get so off topic.
Explain what I rambled about. What was a rambling?
I believe we were talking. Okay, so because we really got off topic, we were originally talking about you making like how what you're saying is like a joke, and then I came into this like why is it different from Killick, and then we get into this whole conversation about how like the satire is for you, the way your audience interprets it's up to them, and then I talked to you about how do you think that.
Look, let me explain something.
No, but see how you're doing it again. I'm just trying to get.
Beauty Demon, for someone trained in improv, he's not quick on uptake. Oh, 100%. His whole personality is being an unfunny comedian. That might be it.
Like, I understand you want to drill down on my comedy, and we can do that all fucking day.
No, but like I'm trying to like this is a really but this is such an important topic too. Like
I just spent 2 fucking hours with like 6 different comedians, and we were just shooting the shit about comedy the whole time, and I fucking love talking about comedy. We can do that all fucking day. At the end of the day, look, it's I do my best. Like I said,
I know, but like we were talking, like we were just trying to make a point, and I asked.
I'm just at this point, I'm just extremely annoyed that this is like this has to be the most low IQ, dumb, idiot conversation I've ever had in my entire life. We keep circling around. Now I'm actually insulting this conversation. I'm a part of it, so I'm insulting myself. So don't feel insulted. Okay, I'm an idiot. So, I'm a fucking idiot.
Can you?
We know, and that's probably the most truthful thing you have ever said about yourself. Let's hear the truth one more time. One more time, we're gonna hear Dennis speaking the truth about himself.
I'm actually insulting this conversation. I'm a part of it, so I'm insulting myself. So don't feel insulted. Okay, I'm an idiot. So I'm a fucking idiot.
Can you just tell me how I shifted the goalpost though before?
You started this. This whole thing. You got it. Just say it. You got offended that I called you an incel. I changed it. Okay?
I didn't.
At the end of the day, you got offended. You got offended that I called you an incel, and that's totally fine.
Well, but I didn't get.
That is totally fine if that offended you.
It's a really weird game that you're playing right now, where you're trying to tell me that I'm offended by something to try to discredit my perspective rather than to engage with what I'm saying.
At the end of the day, you got offended by that.
And you could spew cognitive dissonance. Talk about how you being intentionally hateful is just a joke, but the second that a 17-year-old black kid does it, all of a sudden it's not a joke.
No, I've been against
it's a whole fucking meltdown. It's insane. I don't even think that you have the mental capacity to understand how fucking unintelligent you are here.
Period. Yes, Papa Gut. For old time's sake, Papa Gut was spilling some tea with that one, just saying. I got busted for saying tea last night in someone's live stream. So, I'm going to repeat it. Papa Gut was spilling some tea with that, just saying.
It's mind-blowing.
Basically, Def Noodles made an absolute fool of himself for the world to see. And many of his audience began to see the real him. Def Noodles would eventually respond to his audience's revulsion to his behavior because, again, as I said prior, his audience on YouTube weren't necessarily privy to his behavior and his antics on Twitter as well as Instagram. And now they saw the person that we had been seeing for a long time. He released a video called Def Noodles is Cancelled, brackets not clickbait, emotional, where he apologized to Papa Gut and his audience for basically acting like a douche. But that resentment it is that he holds for yet another public humiliation of his own doing would continue to take a hold of him as he would take little sneaky and sly digs at Papa Gut at every opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Even more recently, on his return to Twitter, after he found out that he got banned for completely different reasonings beyond his original Keemstar.
It wasn't Keemstar. That's funny.
Allegations, it turns out that he got banned for a completely different reason and it had nothing to do with Keemstar at all.
And it says, we have determined that...
But he spent how long in every fucking video? He had a Keemstar streak where every video he had to talk about Keemstar deplatforming him and Keemstar this, Keemstar that. He was obsessed with Keemstar. He was obsessed with him. It was ridiculous. I was like, dude, I'm done. I don't like this ears off Def Noodles anymore. I don't like it.
Your account violated the Twitter rules specifically for violating our child sexual exploitation policy. About a year ago, there was a scandal with Millie Bobby Brown. People found out that she was dating this guy who was like in his mid-20s when she was like 15 or 16, right? And he's like in his 20-something. So in this live stream, he's saying like stuff like, oh, she gave great head for a minor and all this shit, like really pedophilic shit. So I shared the live stream. There's nothing, like it doesn't show anything involving a minor. It's just this guy, Millie's ex, on the pool saying these things. So that's why.
However,
that's why Millie Bobby Brown, not Keemstar, Millie Bobby Brown.
Upon his most valiant return back to Twitter, as his account recently got reinstated, Def Noodles alluded to the notion that he made Papa Gut famous, despite the fact that Papa Gut had over 1 million followers on TikTok prior to his own suspension. And now recently, I guess he's making false predator allegations. So earlier today,
he made Papa Gut, y'all. He made Papa Gut. I guess Keemstar and Ethan made him. You know, because he always stood up for Ethan and he wouldn't shut up about Keemstar, so I guess that's who made him. I guess. He made Papa Gut. Come on.
Def Noodles posted the following. MFer got famous on TikTok for joking about effing 14-year-old girls, but then gets offended when someone jokes about him. But you know, he was right. I shouldn't have said that. I should have instead said he makes himself so small in his videos to hide the fact he looks like a pedophile. At FBI Los Angeles, put this MFer on a watch list. He looks mad suspicious. This was in relation to a conversation had by viewers on Twitter who brought up a time when Papa Gut made an extremely insensitive, edgy joke that he condemns at every opportunity that it's brought up. Now, just to make you guys understand how important context is, let me give you the context of this joke. Now, prior to his suspension or ban from TikTok, Papa Gut had made a joke about the Lopez brothers. Now, if you don't know who the Lopez brothers are, they found themselves in a bunch of controversy when one of the Lopez brothers, or twins, or whatever you want to call them, had been accused of being highly inappropriate with a 14-year-old.
I remember hearing about that, but I never reported on it. With his nepotism, I'm sure he doesn't understand what self-made is, period.
Papa Gut made the joke, if she's old enough to bleed, she's old enough to breed. Thank you for the advice, Andreas Lopez. Now, this particular joke was made because of the presence of these allegations. However, that joke misfired tremendously and ended up actually being a dunk on SA survivors. Now, again,
yeah, it missed the mark, and he says that, and he has apologized for it, and he doesn't run from it either. He doesn't run from it. He uploaded a video today talking about it. So,
and to give more context to who Papa Gut is, if you don't know, he's a YouTuber and content creator and previous TikToker, I think he's back on TikTok with a new account now, who has basically made it his personal mission to advocate for SA survivors, to educate young men on consent and what is deemed as assault, as well as holding a space and giving a platform for victims to speak. He does this style of content to the detriment of views, to the detriment of sponsorships, to the detriment of growth, because it's truly his passion. He's passionate about ending the cycle of abuse.
100%. He is. 100%. He's really out there lending his voice to survivors. 100%. And I'll never take that away from him. Never.
Attempting to end the cycle of abuse. And by the way, Def Noodles, I'm going completely off script here now. And by the way, Def Noodles, there is no look for a pedophile or predator of any nature. They look like everyday people. They look like anybody on the street. Anybody could be a predator. There's not a look, and we should release the stigma of that kind of shit. It's bullshit. But regardless of all of this, whatever it is that you think of Papa Gut and this horrendous joke, I'm not here to change anybody's mind, and I sure as hell don't stand by the joke. It is clear that he is not a predator until real allegations come forward. Content creators such as Adam McIntyre even cited the synergy between what Dennis is suing Keemstar over versus what Papa Gut has experienced. Essentially, he became the one person it is that he despised the most. He became his arch nemesis, Keemstar.
Funny how that worked out. You know how I'm always preaching about anti-channels? Def Noodles basically became an anti-channel against Keemstar. We all know that. But you know how I'm always preaching about anti-channels? I can't stand anti-channels, blah, 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 blah. Because most anti-channels, through all that hatred, through all that just vitriol of just wanting to take this person down, they end up becoming the exact person they hate. They end up becoming the person they hate. Just saying. That's why I don't like anti-channels. Because no matter how they present it in the beginning, they may present to you that they're all nice and fluffy. They end up becoming the person that they hate. Whether they do it outwardly in front of their audience or behind the scenes. They end up becoming the person they hate.
And Papa Gut ended up having an extremely emotional response.
Excuse me, Paige. Sorry I paused it there with the wonky eye freeze frame.
You don't have to like it, Dennis. You don't have to like me.
Yep.
But every single day, I put my credibility on the line to say something that I mean, to have the right conversation with these people.
Yep.
With the young men in my fucking audience. That's what I do. I'm a real fucking man, Dennis, and I'm trying my best to educate these kids. But what are you doing?
Hashtag what do you do? I want to see hashtag what do you do in the chat right now. Hashtag what do you do? Period. Point blank period. Hashtag what do you do? Because that's a damn good question.
What are you putting on the line, Dennis? Other than your fucking credibility every single day. Because you look like a fucking moron. And your attempt to try to deplatform me after a really bad fucking joke that I never should have made with good intentions, after a year of doing my best to operate in the best capacity to educate people, but also make sure that I don't come off in a way that puts people off, because I want people to listen to the message.
Yep.
And this is what it boils down to. You're stupid ass doing this shit, trying to attack my credibility as a person, as a content creator, as somebody who tries to educate young men. I think about every single survivor who's reached out to me and who said, this really fucked me up, Dennis. That's what I think about. And I hear these women and they tell me, you know, he wasn't a bad guy and he didn't even realize what he was doing.
And this is why he got emotional. That's why he got emotional, because he was thinking about all the women that he talked to about it.
They asked me questions.
Not that bullshit that you said, taking a clip because you only saw a clip. Those people sending you clips, FYI, you're dumb, Dennis. People who send you clips, go back. And if that's what it was, I still think, I was wondering if you watched the video. I know Paige says she thinks that you watched the video. But if you get clips, maybe go back and find the fucking context of the clip people are sending you. Because I'm telling you now, most people who are sending you clips, they're going to send you the clip out of fucking context. They're not going to send you the context of the clip. Dumbass.
Questions. They asked me, do you think that I was right? After telling me a horrific situation, that's what they tell me, Dennis. That's what I think about every single time that I've engaged in talking about some kind of a sexual assault, or I listen to somebody tell me about their sexual assault, or I try to deplatform a content creator about these horrible fucking things that they do.
Plants for 5. Hi, Xylie. Hope you're having a great day and just joined. Glad made it to the stream. Thank you, Plants. I appreciate the 5. Thank you.
Do you know what I do, Dennis? Do you know what I've been doing for the past 2 years every time I deal with this, Dennis? I chain smoke and I eat like garbage. And it's not an excuse to do it. But like I was a little healthier before this.
Yep.
I don't like to tell people this because who the f*** am I? These people are telling me their real stories, and I'm complaining about getting stressed from hearing them or trying to deplatform people. It's not even close to the amount of stress that they deal with. But that's the impact it has on me.
Internet 100%. Internet Unwind said, this actually pissed me off. I can't stand he actually weaponized this and called it performative. This was you could tell by watching this video, this was a real fucking moment for Papa Gut. And for Dennis to turn around, do the tweet he did, and showing a t-shirt about selling merch with that man crying when it was a real fucking moment, fuck you, dude. Fuck you for that shit.
And it doesn't even compare. It doesn't even compare.
Oh, I cried when I watched
this.
this.
Is what we get to do.
I cried.
We get to sit here, and now I get to. I just put in a situation where I feel like I just have to bare my entire fucking soul, and you're gonna listen to this and you're gonna laugh and you're gonna think it's funny.
That's a
But
fact,
you wanna know what,
Beauty
Dennis? It's
Demon.
not funny.
That's a fact.
It's just not funny.
You can hear the pain coming from his gut. No pun intended. 100%. You could. It was a real moment. And he did. Internet unwind very much. So he called it, and he was right. He did laugh at it, and still is. Yeah. It was sad to see.
Papa Gut has made a visible 180 in terms of the kind of content it is that he produces, leaving behind the old edgelord version of himself to instead using his platform to educate people on essay and R-word culture. The joke it is that Def Noodles made literally seems as if it came out of left field because it was not based on anything at all. Papa Gut has never made allegations of Def Noodles in this manner, nor is Def Noodles attempting to parody allegations that Papa Gut has made. Unlike how Keemstar's edgy, satirical joke about Def Noodles being a potential predator paralleled some of Def Noodle's own tweets.
Exactly, because that was the time when he was coming out with all those false allegations on James Charles. One of them, even in the TikTok, it said hashtag meme, hashtag joke, or whatever, and Dennis put it up on Twitter. And at the time, that's what he was doing at the time when Keemstar put that tweet up. Do I think it was a funny joke Keemstar did? Absolutely fucking not. I still, to this day, don't think it was a good joke. I don't think I don't agree with that joke at all, because I don't think you should joke about shit like that. All right? But it was a joke. When he literally said, big YouTuber source, that right there tells you he was attempting to be funny. But just like Diorio pointed out, which I'm still pissed off I didn't do that, pointed out to Def Noodles, when Def Noodles was talking about Papa Gut's joke, he put joking in parentheses, saying that Papa Gut wasn't joking. That's what that means. And he tagged the FBI. There is a difference between the two.
In their style and their format. What Def Noodles did today was a baseless accusation for the sake of a baseless accusation. To one-up the guy who humiliated him 5 months prior. And again, I'm not here to endorse anybody's jokes. Not Keemstar's, not Def Noodles, and not even Papa Guts. They're all just awful, terrible jokes. But we have to be fair and state that the only person not making false predator allegations is Papa Gut.
Yeah. Yeah. 100. Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
So, why should anyone care? Well, because Dennis's entire life he has been hiding, and it's about time he showed himself. He's been hiding his personality behind the character he created. He's been hiding his tactless commentary behind satire and comedy. He's been hiding his sensitivity behind lawsuits, and he even hid his Twitter ban / suspension behind false allegations. And again, he's hiding an edgy predator joke at another creator's expense behind whataboutisms of mainstream media's mishandling and misreporting of news. Instead of just holding his hands up and saying, I fucked up, he creates a diversion.
There's nothing wrong with saying I fucked up. There's nothing wrong with that. We just had this discussion last night on Chris the Narc's channel. There is nothing, it was about someone else, but still. If you fuck up, there is nothing wrong with saying, I fucked up. I apologize. That makes you an adult. Because we're all going to fuck up. We're all human. I mean, except for me, I'm perfect, but besides me, I'm perfect. Just saying. I'm a perfect Christian mingle lady over here. But anyway, we're all fucked up. How many times have I told y'all that every single YouTuber, you know what? We're all assholes. It just depends on the degree of asshole we are. We're all gonna fuck up. Believe me, I already have my gray hoodie waiting to apologize one day. We all fuck up. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm fucked up, I'm sorry. Nothing. Panel dude, I call BS on that one, Xylie. Well, you obviously don't know me very well. I am the perfect Southern Christian mingle lady. And if you can't believe that, then you obviously haven't been fucking paying attention. Damn. Y'all don't know me. What the hell's wrong with y'all? Let's continue with this video because y'all in the chat line. Yes, Dion, there's nothing wrong with saying you made a mistake. I swear these influencers lack humility, period. I mean, just saying.
So that nobody ever sees the true him. The true Dennis is a man that didn't do so well in comedy, despite his family's connections, and couldn't create a name for himself in mainstream media. So he took to the internet to find the next viral hit. And once he found a community that accepted him with open arms, he shat on him the moment it is that he got close to the top.
Yep.
And refused to listen to the viewers and the people who helped him get there.
During his Keemstar arc, when every day it was a Keemstar on his videos, he literally had people in his comment section begging him to stop talking about Keemstar. He literally had people in his comment section going, Dennis, we're worried about you. We really, really like you. Can you please stop? You seem obsessed. He had people genuinely worried about him, his own fans, genuinely worried about him in his comment section. And he didn't listen. He didn't realize what he was doing. He didn't listen because he didn't care. There's a fine line with letting your audience tell you what to do versus if there's real concern. And they were showing real concern for him. I mean, I'm all about my audience isn't going to tell me what I do. All right. Y'all come here to see what I do. All right. You may not agree, but that's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. All right. I don't mind the pushback. But if people were showing genuine concern, going, Dennis, please stop. We're worried about you. Come on, dude.
But what he lost was respect. And we all know too well here on social media that once you lose the respect of the audience, it is incredibly hard to get that back.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, John Swan?
Petty Paige. Petty Paige. Lord have mercy. I keep calling you Petty Paige. I need to stop. Paige Christie. You did the petty thing. Ma'am. Did you really?
Incredibly hard to get that back. Ain't that right, John Swan?
She's like, ain't that right, John Swan? Ain't that right, John Swan? I loved it. Loved it.
I think this is what the kids call based. Anyway, I don't...
Girl, that whole, I think that's what the kids call based. That's how I feel every time I see it. Every time I see based, I'm like, oh, that's what the kids are saying now. Oh, okay.
I think that Def Noodles is a terrible person. I believe that anybody can reform their character. I mean, shit, if Papa Gut can do it, anyone can.
Okay, this is where I disagree with Petty Paige. Oh, Paige Christie. God damn it. I'm old as fuck, babe. I am too. You know that. This is where I disagree with Paige. I think he is actually a bad person. I really do. I actually think he is a bad person. I really do. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying bad people can't turn good, and they can. All right? They can make a turnaround. It is possible, because one day he's going to get burnt by how he's acting. It might be weeks, months, years from now, but eventually he's going to get burnt by how he's acting, and he might need that slap in Minecraft to turn around what he's doing. He's going to get burned for what he's doing, though.
He just needs to climb down from that high horse, because at the end of the day, everybody pisses clear or yellow if you're dehydrated. I don't think he needs to make some kind of grandiose apology, but maybe remember what it felt like when people began to take notice, and how good it felt, and to cherish the kudos it was that he got in the beginning. Because at the end of the day, everyone's a work in progress. We're all human. But Dennis, he's a menace.
Period.
Anyway, that is about it for today's video.
Period. And I'm gonna be honest, like, back then when I was defending him, yeah, I defended him, and that's how I felt at the time. And, you know, I did a voiceover for someone's video about defending him and stuff like that. And do I regret it? Yes. But I'll still stand here and say that's how I felt that time. You know, I'm not going to try to hide it. That's exactly how I felt last time. I mean, that's exactly how I felt that time. So, yeah, no. Listen, you can't get them all right, okay? I understand everybody thinks I'm perfect. I'm the perfect Christian mingle lady. I get it. Some would even say Southern Belle. Tommy C tried to call me a Southern Belle. I was like, Lord have mercy. But I got that one wrong. Woo, congrats, Xylie. Thank you. So, now, that was a really good video, Paige. Very, very, very good video. Put hearts in the chat for Paige for that video, because she did an amazing job. No, organic. We are not going to call me that. Yeah, we were. We were all rooting for him back then. Hearts in the chat for Paige. That was such a good video. Absolutely. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now, after you give the hearts for Paige for that video, do y'all want to see that Tommy C video? Yes or no? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do y'all want to see that Tommy C video? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Zach, the Tommy C video about the questioning of Def Noodle's real age. All right. I'll have to change the title. All right, we're going to watch it. All right, so this is coming from Tommy C's SFTP channel. He has 47.2K subscribers. And this video, he's got part of it clip from his live stream, and then he goes into the video. Not a very long video. It's only 25 minutes. And it's called, Is Def Noodles Lying About His Age? And you know me, I'll be linking all the videos down below, as always. Okay.
Now it's a Dilbert sketch.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people call me a fucking boomer. Dilbert was a fucking comic for all you kids out there that was about corporate life in the 1990s.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Remember me saying the same thing? I'm only like 9 months older than Tommy C. Remember me saying the exact same thing about Dilbert? That Dilbert comic strip is a Gen X thing. It is.
His references are so weird. His late night talk show references that nobody watches. Not even
Do you think he might be older than he puts on or something?
I do wonder that sometimes. But you're lying right now. You know exactly what you're doing, and here's how you're doing it.
Tommy called me a black supremacist, and I'm still not over that. Paige, did he really? Did he really? Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Wait, was that back then when they were fighting? When they were fighting with you? Yeah, he never talks about comedians from today, all 90s and older. That's true.
Yeah, like he was.
Yes, girl, that's when my Def Noodles can do no wrong era. Well, it's okay. That was the same era that I was called a 70-year-old bus driver. So I feel you. I feel you. That's when I was called that. So it's all good.
Breaking COVID news back in like 2020, like when people were partying shit.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was
I remember
breaking
that,
that
yeah.
news on the Twitter. Like
Yeah.
he was, like he was being a journalist.
Yeah, so I suppose. And then, although there's no such thing as journalism, but
Well, my point is
Yeah.
he was being serious. He wasn't being a character.
Sure.
He wasn't being Dilbert.
Yeah, but
He
then
was
he'll
being
just say you don't understand, and he'll say, well, that's important for this, and then now it's a Dilbert sketch.
Yeah.
Like people call me a boomer. Dilbert was a comic for all you kids out there that was about corporate life in the 1990s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, like his references are so weird. His late night talk show references that nobody watches. Not even.
Do you think you might be older than
That's not blue hair. That's the camera and the lighting.
he puts on or something?
I do wonder that sometime.
Because he does make the weird.
That he
like,
grew the
he makes
hair out.
references-
You know
Yeah.
why? Because I think he might dye his hair. Right. You know, he dyes his hair. I think he dyes his hair a little black. Right. I think he's a little gray like me, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the mid to late 30s. Yeah.
Like my age, maybe.
Because
but
all
like, I
his
was-
references are bizarre. And I'm older than him. I'm probably at least 10 years older than him, right? But it's just bizarre.
Yeah, because, and I feel the same way. I understand where Tommy's coming from this. Like I said, I'm 9 months older than Tommy. All right. I feel the exact same way because he always brings up people or comic strips or stuff like that from when I grew up. When I grew up, I remember watching Gilbert Gottfried and hearing about Don Rickles and seeing like when he was still performing and stuff like that. I remember that when I was growing up. He always references shit from when I was I am 25. Don't let anybody lie to y'all. I'm 25 years old, and if you don't believe me, kick rocks. That's right. I'm 25 in my heart, maybe. I'm definitely not 25, though. You might want to add 21 years to that. But yeah, no, he always does reference shit from I remember watching growing up.
That's my point.
Or he's just a cornball, you know? I mean, that's possible, too. And he's about 28 to 31, you know?
He's 27 right now. He's 27 on his birthday.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he lies about everything. Would he lie about being 35? You know, and that, I tell you something else, too. There's a picture of him when he's younger, right? And I was thinking this the other way. I'm glad you brought that up.
And Dion, that could be possibly it, too. I just assumed he was copying older comics so the kids wouldn't know who he was ripping off. That actually makes sense, too. It could possibly be. This is all right here as a theory. It's not like hard fact, but it's kind of a good theory, but, 100% Dion, you're right.
That up. I was thinking about it. It's so bizarre. Everything's a lie. Everything's bullshit. There's a picture. Good looking guy. All right. Look at this right here. Look at his hair. right? It's more my color. It's more my color hair. Look at this hair. It's jet black.
Yeah.
And you guys, is there pictures of me like
There's a military picture.
Here, hold on. No, from Baited though. The Baited area when I was like 39. All right, I'll give you an example. All right, perfect. I'm 30.
I will say this about Tommy though. That army picture of Tommy, this right here, Tommy wasn't a bad looking man. He really wasn't. He wasn't a bad looking man when he's in the army. I'm just saying. I have said that every time I've seen that picture of him from the army. He was not a bad looking man.
39 here, in this picture right here. I'm 39.
Yeah.
Like, it's a much younger guy, right? So my point is, some people that age into late 30s, they can still look like they're in their 20s well into their 30s. Some people do. Some guys look like they're in their 30s.
Go ahead and tell Mr. Xylie. What, Organic, why are you trying to snitch me out to my husband? You act like he don't watch my live streams. He gonna hear it. He's heard my rants about Jason Momoa. Just saying. Okay? Just saying. He's heard my rants about Jason Momoa and how I would get in trouble if I ever met that man on a personal basis. Just throwing it out there.
In their mid-20s. Sometimes it's just the way DNA works out. They're not necessarily bad looking, you know. Hell, I'm in my mid-30s in this picture. Yeah, I do. I wonder if I would not be a bit surprised if he was 39 or maybe even 40.
Really? So you think 40?
No.
I don't know if I would say 39. I'm going to be honest. I always thought Dennis was early 30s. Up to 35. I really did. I always thought Dennis was like up to 35. Anywhere like maybe 33, 34.
Probably at most 38.
I was thinking 34.
But if you told me he was 40 or 39,
yeah, exactly.
And like he was lying all along, yes. Because I mean, look at that picture of him where he's clearly younger.
Yeah.
He has the same color brown hair that I have.
Yeah.
More evidence that he's European. He has a same, you know, then, yeah, and this is like a more recent picture. Yeah, he definitely. For sure. Yeah, he could be a lot older than he is. Look at this. He's a much younger man. Good looking guy, by the way.
And I will say that about Def Noodles too. Def Noodles is not a bad looking man. He's not a bad looking man. It's just a damn shame that his damn personality doesn't match the looks. It's a damn shame. Because Def Noodles is not ugly. I mean, I understand his personality makes him ugly, and I get that. But, like, for a vanity standpoint, Def Noodles is not an ugly man. He's not.
Yeah. Then he grows his hair real long and does this thing. Oh, wow, look, I wrote Def Noodles and ethnicity popped like 3
White.
White. In my video.
He's white.
Homeboy's got receipts. If he didn't open his mouth, he could get some real kitty cat meow. I'm gonna need you to behave in my chat, sir. Okay, Edwin. I'm going to need you to behave in my chat. Just saying.
You made me say that! Okay, what you just saw was from the stream last night, but it really got us thinking. I had several fans come to me even afterwards and said, boy, that is a little bit weird with the age thing. And considering that, you know, Mr. Dennis Vitosa doesn't seem to be the most credible or trustworthy persons, we decided to go back and talk to the experts. We have a first-generation American, but originally from Brazil, Joshua. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, you know, just all things considered.
And then last time we had Corey come on. He's you're down in Rio, right? Correct?
No, I'm down in São Paulo.
Oh, you're.
My apologies. Advice too valuable. The vice too valuable, but maybe Steven popped in and could pass it on. Maybe Steven will pop in again. You never know. Steven likes to apparently pop into my chats, talk shit, and then leave when the women start speaking to him. Just saying.
We're in Sao Paulo as well, so that's good.
Yes.
He says he's from Mr. Fatosa says he's from Sao Paulo. Okay, I'm gonna play this video. You guys will be able to see it on screen right here.
Foi tipo só.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn it up just a little bit. All right.
A gente só tava brincando, tá ligado? Em casa. E aí eu continuei criando vídeo. E eventualmente no meu colégio em São Paulo, eu acabei criando vídeo dentro do colégio com os amigos. Aí eu fiz alguns anos de faculdade de cinema, depois transferi para cá, para Flórida, onde eu terminei faculdade em publicidade e inglês. Depois, o dia depois que eu me formei na faculdade, eu me mudei para Nova York, eu e minha namorada na época, que hoje é minha esposa. Eu tô morando aqui em Nova York. Vamos...
Wait a minute, I didn't catch that last time. Hold on. The day after I graduated college, I moved to New York. Me and my girlfriend at the time and now wife. I didn't know he was married or was married at the time. I mean, he may not be married now. I don't know, nor do I care. But I'm just saying, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So he went to New York. See, that's where I get confused with, like, the research Petty Paige did from what, he has said and stuff like that. It goes from I went to a boarding school in New York to I went to after school, went and moved to New York with my girlfriend at the time and now wife. He did tell Papa Gut he had an 8-year relationship but never said marriage. Okay. Well, it could be too. He could be saying wife because I know people who will say wife or husband and they're not married. So I'm not harping on that so hard. I know people in real life that does that. They've been together so long. Listen, you're my husband. Or listen, you're my wife. All right. So I'm not harping on it. I didn't know he said now wife. Well, here's the thing. He's supposed to have worked alongside Del Close, but Del Close died in 1999. Oh. I don't know what to say to that. Well, here's the thing. He was supposed to have worked alongside Del Close, but Del Close died in 1999. Okay, we're going to continue. Whoa, that gets flown. Okay, whoever gets flown out there needs to get Homeboy's biography. Dude. He did say now wife. That does imply that a marriage did take place at some point. I mean, maybe. Again, some people call long-term relationships my wife or my husband. So I'm not going to harp on it too hard. But he does say, and now my wife, which does mean it sounds like they are married. Okay.
Que hoje é minha esposa. Eu tô morando aqui em Nova York vão ser 7 anos em dezembro.
And it's going to make 7 years that I've been living in New York in December.
Caraca, mês depois da faculdade. Um dia. Um dia depois da cerimônia de graduação. Eu cresci em São Paulo e eu queria uma cidade que fosse igual São Paulo aqui, tá ligado? E Nova York, eu vim para Nova York em abril.
I got to New York in April of that year. In 2009. And he had been there 7 years. So that puts it up to 2016. Wait a minute. How old does he say he is? 27? So 216. So that means this was done just 6 years ago. And he had already lived in New York since 2002. And he says he's 27, right? That would make him born in 1995. But he had already lived in New York for 7 years at 2009, which makes him going there with his wife in 2002. What did internet want to say? Okay, hold on. Let me, wait a second. Wait a second. Listen, your girl is slow, all right? Let me slow down this chat a little bit. Sorry, guys. I gotta slow y'all down so I can catch these. We're gonna do 30 seconds. All right? Love y'all. Sorry. All right. And he said he got to New York in 2009, but he says right here, I grew up in Sao Paulo a month after college. One day, okay, hold on, a month after college. Okay, and it's going on to make 7 years that I've been living in New York. And I got to New York in April of that year in 2009. Oh, I got to New York in April of that year in 2009. Oh. That math ain't mathing. That math, so from 2009, 2016. So yeah, he was 14? Oh, that math ain't mathing. Oh!
Okay,
let's go.
Em 2009.
Okay, so where is this video from? I'm assuming it's around 2016. If it said 7 years, if he left in 2009, I think it would be recorded in 2016. Was this on YouTube? Where'd you guys acquire this video?
Yes, it's on YouTube.
This current video is on YouTube. It's an excerpt from YouTube.
Yes.
So that's interesting. So I just need both you guys to co-sign on this. If I'm wrong, the way I understand it is he.
Damn it. Okay, I'm sorry. They were just talking. They didn't show anything. I'm sorry.
He went to some kind of film school in Brazil, transferred to Florida, and then ended up going to college in New York. Is that correct? Or maybe an advertising school in Florida, and then he ended up in New York? And April of that year of 2009. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, he graduated in Florida and then moved to New York the day after.
So did he move to New York in 2009, or did he get to
Yes.
the United States? So that
He
means
moved to New York.
All right.
He moved to New
Okay, Christia says, yo, I'm pretty sure it's mistranslated. They're talking to two Brazilians right now who fluently speak Portuguese. So I don't know about that, Krisha.
New York,
in
yeah.
2009. So he came from Florida. So he went to advertising school. So I'd imagine that would be a minimum 2 years, correct? I mean, that's a guess. Maybe it's a full 4. But he did also say he went to school in Sao Paulo.
Okay, I understand that, Crescia, but you're also talking about he's saying he's 27. Like, basically, the schools he's saying that he went to versus the time frame that he's saying it is off, is what they're saying. Is what I'm saying. Who's asking if they're speaking Spanish? No, they're speaking Portuguese. Unless I accidentally said. Oh, yeah, they're speaking Portuguese. Raina, thank you for joining Just Saying Squad. Oh, no, you've been in here. Okay. Thank you, Raina. I appreciate you.
Or in Brazil. Is that correct as well?
That's what we're doing now, Christian. We're looking into
the
it.
Average age. I know this is kind of subjective in the States because everybody thinks they're getting out of college at 21, 20, 22. Usually it's 22, 23. How does that work in Brazil? Do most people get out at a certain time? You don't have to graduate 4 years on the dot. I'm sure that's the same thing. So what average age would he be getting out of school and be able to move to New York?
Around 22 to 23 years old.
So there's something that's not really driving with me. And considering that Mr. Noodles doesn't have the best reputation for being on the up and up, is it fair to say, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say he was 23 in 2009. So 2019, he would be 33. And
yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, you're right. That would make him 33. I'm 27 and I graduated school in 2013. Yeah, this is crazy.
That means he's 34, 35. And that's if he didn't spend a couple years in Florida. This would put him in his mid-30s. He says that he's 27. Is that correct?
He says he's 27 years old.
He says he's 27 years old. Yeah. Do you guys find it strange? You might. All
right, Secura looked it up. Xylie gets real. According to Google, the Portuguese word for high school is ensino medio, not colegio. Okay. All right, well, there we go.
Which would have made him, if he's 27 years old, that would have made him 14 in 2009.
There we go. There's the 14.
If he's 20,
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's okay. That's pretty weird. Have you noticed? Here's another thing, and this is subjective on my part. I mean, I don't speak my second language very well, but I am around. Both my children are bilingual.
Okay, period. Why the fuck does this guy's lore go so deep? We aren't dealing with Chris Chan here. I know, Gummy. I know. This lore does go deep. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, it's amazing. I love this. I'm still stuck at the wife part unless he got married at 18. I mean, he could have. You never know.
How is his Portuguese? Because he's doing a lot of the things that I do when I'm thinking in English and trying to translate it to German. Does he sound like a natural speaker in Portuguese, or is there a little bit of an effort there, or are you seeing anything, or he's just fine? Go, Corey, you first. Then we'll get the first general.
Okay, no, he speaks fluently, perfect.
Fluent. And you would agree with that? You would agree with that as well?
I have to agree with that as well, but like the type of Portuguese, it sounds like he's from the city. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, is this guy from Sao Paulo?
Yeah.
And I was just, and then based on my intuition, I was just like, okay, this guy sounds like a Sao Paulo guy.
Yeah.
Which makes total sense. It's like people pick up my country accent. Oh, you must be from the South. Which I think it's funny because I don't think I really have a heavy country accent. I really don't. I know people who sound hella country compared to me. But no, I get the guessing, this guy must be from the city with the way he's talking. Makes sense. Krisha, I don't know how, which I get. Krisha says, okay, fair, y'all making good ass points. I know that's right. I was just trying to make sure we didn't spread a silly rumor for nothing. No, and you know what? I appreciate that. I do. And that's one thing that we don't try to do here is spread like a malicious rumor or something. Like I said, this isn't like in stone and concrete because you don't have a birth certificate sitting right in front of you. But it is definitely a good working theory. You know? Yeah, it's normal for different regions to have different accents. 100%. 100%.
That's sort of. I went to the argument with the guy. That I think he was from Sao Paulo too, and he said that was the more affluent area. Like Rio's kind of the tough town. Sao Paulo is a little more middle class. Is that correct?
Correct.
That is
Oh
is
yeah.
correct. Okay.
He seems like a Paulista to me.
Paulista to you. Okay.
Oh, that's what they call them,
prove that.
Paulistas.
I just
Okay.
wanted to check in that just to see if I was crazy. All right. How old do you think he is? Do you think he's just, here's the thing. This guy makes up so many stories. He twists things so much. Is it possible he's blowing smoke up this guy's butt too? Are you getting any kind of weird vibes from this? Do you know anything more about this particular interview that you can give me some insight on?
No, I think this is it. From this interview, I think that this is the biggest clip.
Okay, Danielle, that is something we are not going to do. No. We are not looking for that. They are not a public figure. I do not care. Just saying.
This is Plague Split. So there's a real problem here, Matt. So if he's 27 and being 14 in 2009, so he didn't travel to the United States with his girlfriend. I also find it weird that his father is was it Disney? Or was he a Disney?
Warner Brothers?
Warner Zach.
Yeah, and
Warner
they said
Brothers.
he was from Morristown, New Jersey, which I grew up near, and that is a very affluent area. Extremely affluent. Like, AT&T.
Okay, here's my theory. Maybe, because remember during the time when he had his Twitter the first time and everybody was fighting with him and he kept saying it was a character, it's a character? Maybe this whole persona online is a character, and the character, hell yeah, Danielle, leave Mrs. Noodle alone. There we go. Hashtag leave Mrs. Noodles alone. Maybe the character he's portraying online, although he does say he does his genuine and authentic self. We heard that in the Twitter spaces. Maybe the character he's doing online on YouTube is literally a character, and that character maybe possibly is younger than he actually is. Maybe? The noodles tea I just received. Well, honey, if you want to jump in a call, guess what? You can go straight to the on air and you can hop right in here, Miss Christie. If you just jump into the on air chat, you can hop right in here and give me some tea. Spill it. I'm going in there. Ma'am, I'm clicking it. I just clicked it. Get in here. Get in here, Paige. Get in here, Paige. How's Paige going to say, oh, the noodle tea I got? I ain't waiting for another video. You done said it in my chat and you got some tea. I want the tea. Okay, give me 5. All right. We're going to keep watching until Petty Paige jumps in. All right. Let's go. I know we're excited, all right? And Edwin, if you want to drop in, you can. You got permissions to go in there, too, if you want. No. Not another 7-hour live stream. No. We're not doing that.
Big wigs there. It became Verizon. That's, that we're talking like serious money in that area.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at some of the stuff that Corey timestamped from because they both watched the whole interview, looked through it. At one point, he mentions Total Request Live, a old '90s show.
I remember that. TRL.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, maybe a 27-year-old.
Okay. Now that TRL, if he was in his 30s, that would have been something in his timeline. Like, as he was growing up, TRL would have been a thing. Believe me, I know the difference between millennial and Gen X. Just saying. His character identifies as a 27-year-old cat in a Minecraft house. I'm dying. This is too weird. Like I said, Edwin, if you want to jump in, you got permissions. I don't know who else is up or in this chat. But I did give permissions for people to jump in the on-air. Dion, girl, I woke up and watched the replay. Like, what the fuck does Xylie think she's doing here? Are y'all fussing about what I did? Are y'all fussing about what I did the other day? Oh my God, this is getting amazing. Let's go.
I would remember that show fondly, but I remember I was like in 5th grade when that show was on.
And you are 30 what?
I'm 33 years old. So
Total Request Live, that's my gen. I was like, 20, 21. I'm 45.
Yeah.
I can tell you now, I didn't watch TRL because I was pissed off at the lack of music videos by that point. During that time, I was watching Real World, Road Rules, shit like that. I hated TRL. TRL sucked. I don't care what anybody says. TRL fucking sucked.
Yeah. And that was the big thing in my early 20s. Like, you'd have Limp Bizkit on there. You'd have Britney Spears. What was her competition? Britney Spears.
Christina Aguilera.
Eminem. When they were in their absolute, their prime, when it was just first kicking off. And I just noticed he makes so many cultural references that are not of his.
Amber Chick. Listen, y'all. I swear to God, I think I'm the only YouTuber that actually gets donations from one of my damn mods that gives me the middle finger. Okay, Amber Chick for $4.99. Hey, I brought you something. Middle finger, cry laughing emoji. Well, you know what you can do with that middle finger? I am not accepting the middle finger, but I will accept that $4.99. Thank you very much, Amber Chick. I appreciate it. Thank you for that $4.99, girl.
Time frame, especially not only the Dilbert one is completely bizarre.
The Dilbert one completely throws me off because I remember my grandparents, because I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and I remember my grandfather would always get the paper and he would always hand me the comic section because I used to like to see the comic strips. I remember Dilbert when I was a kid.
Because that was aimed at quite literally